I say all the time that I would still sit down and have a drink with Bill Cosby. I'd love to pick his
You would
drink.
drink with Bill Cosby?
Definitely. I'd watch it. I would watch it.
Yo, you ride or die.
I would watch the top, though.
You have a drink with Bill Cosby?
Yeah, of course. Are you crazy?
You about that life. I ain't drinking shit with Bill Cosby.
Are you crazy?
He ain't gonna show me his pudding pop. We all ready on there? All three cameras? We got the RZA beat. This is your boy Donnell, live from the Improv. Some people try to get me to be a part of their mob. I said I can't do it because that's not a legal job. But if you stick with me, I might even try to rob you for your money, your girl, or your lotion. People try to think I'm with commotion. I like lotion every single day. I like it on my chest, not on my butt because I'm not gay. This is a freestyle off the top. This is not really too hip-hop. Kate said she can beat me in a rap battle. I don't understand. She thinks me might be a little rattled. I'm going to flow, gonna get a mic, and see if she can go.
Here we are at the Improv. I'm with Donnell. I don't know why. What the hell? He makes me get up so early in the morning. Feel like I'm at a funeral. I'll be mourning something. I brought granola. Said I can't eat it on the mic. I'm kind of upset, but I feel a little hyped. Anyway, because we're going to talk about a lot of shit. I'm in a good mood. I'm about to dip some coffee down my throat. Wish it was something else. I ain't had it in a minute, but it's cool. I got this instead.
I want to start and talk about last night. You was really mad, and I thought you was kind of frightened. You got mad at me, wouldn't give me a ride home. I'm going down the street, I'm walking all alone. You got mad, you was angry and hangry. I want to know how you treat a man just like me. You said you was my friend on our first podcast, but I don't believe that shit because you told me kiss your ass.
Okay, wait, hold
on.
up.
Time out.
We're
Bring
out
that
of
beat back.
We're out of beat.
Bring back.
Your beat.
Oh, you going? Hold on. Go.
Okay, so what happens? We both at a Rams game. Something I do all the time anyway. You didn't even know if I was coming. Then I show up. Then you start fronting because I couldn't give you a ride, but you wanted me to wait. I was hungry and tired, and I wanted to get out the gate because it gets busy and it gets crowded. Donnell's throwing a fit, and I got shrouded in a mob of people that pushed me out the door. Then I found a hot guy. Turned out to be a whore. I didn't hit it, but I got some food. Then I found my car. Then I took a nap. He was calling on the phone. I wasn't answering. We got into it, but I needed some din-din.
I understood what you said. You're supposed to be a friend of mine. And you left me in the parking lot, and I was crying. And I didn't want to talk about it until I did my show. So I want to know, would you not give me a ride? Where the fuck was I supposed to go?
Are we still rapping?
No, we spitting a cappella.
Okay, well, here's the truth. I didn't know I was your ride. I was going to the game anyway. I left you behind because you didn't tell me you needed a ride before the game. Was never my plan. It's a damn shame because you are my friend and I love you, but you got to understand this bitch needs her beauty sleep. Hot doesn't happen by accident.
Okay. Here's maybe my question. So here's my question.
Can we talk now for real?
Yes, we are talking for real. Here's my question. And I understand women have attitude problems for no reason.
Oh my God.
No, let me say, I understand women get upset for no reason.
That's not true.
I know women are really testy, okay?
No, we're not.
All right, if you didn't understand, that from that freestyle session with shout out to RZA.
Yeah, that beat is dope.
That beat is really dope.
We should loop it so we can keep it going.
That's what I did. We did loop it. But you were spitting too hard.
No, I meant loop it.
Okay,
right.
So here's the situation.
Oh, God.
The other day, we happened to go to a Rams game. I was invited by my friend, Guy Torrey.
Separately. I go to every Rams game.
Yeah, she goes to every Rams game. And anybody knows that when you go to a stadium, the toughest part is parking. The toughest part of going to a stadium is parking. You have good tickets. We have good tickets, but the thing is parking.
But you did say earlier that day you were driving to the game. I didn't even know you Ubered there until you asked for a ride home.
Okay, can I tell my story?
I'm just saying you have to tell the whole story.
Okay, but that has nothing to do with my story. The whole story might be the whole story to you. I'd like to tell my story.
You tell your side, then I'll go.
Okay, I'll tell my side of the story. And first off, everybody's listening. We do have some fans. First off, thank you for everybody that subscribed.
Yes.
Because it's hard for me to be. It's hard for me to solicit people. Subscribe to my channel. But I know that's what we're going to have to do. We're doing a podcast. First off, thank you to the 3,000 people that subscribed.
That's amazing. Just from the first one?
No, I was starting to get some buzz on my YouTube channel before we started it. But I will say our numbers probably jumped. We probably got 1,000 new followers.
Yeah.
Because of it. And then, not more importantly, but, you know, you can have followers and you can post something, but the engagement was fun.
Yeah.
The engagement was fun. 2,000 views on that. The trolls didn't really come at me too much. And the reason why I'm saying is, after having a successful, which I consider to be a successful week for the first 2 podcasts, and now you always have been my friend.
Of course.
But then I felt you to be more than a friend. Pause. Not what you think. But, you know.
I know what you mean.
You know, like, oh, we really getting connected and everything.
I know.
So I went to the game. My friend invited me to the game. And you at the game. You always at the Rams game. Going back to the situation with parking is always the hardest thing to do. You know, you get good tickets, then you got to walk 5 miles to get to the parking spot. And you were correct. And if at the beginning I said I was going to drive, I didn't drive. But me, considering that we are really good friends, but not only that you live a quarter of a mile away from me.
This is true.
Right, you don't live too far away from me, right? And I'm like, oh, this is my girl. And I'm going to say it for the people who don't get upset. I was like, this is my bitch. I know I'm good for a ride. I know I'm good for a ride to go back home a mile away or less than a mile away. And then when I asked you, could I get a ride? I know this wasn't in the plan. When I asked you, could I get a ride? You said, get the fuck out of my face. I don't want to hear that bullshit.
Oh, my God. That is so not how it went down. That is not even close.
You said it in your way. No. You said, I don't got time for that shit,
That's
motherfucker.
Not true. That's not true. That's not true. I texted you before I even got to the game and said, I'm probably only coming for the second and third quarter because I feel like shit. I haven't slept in days. Am I allowed to give my side yet?
Yeah,
I don't want to interrupt. Okay. First of all, to be fair, I flew in the day before from Missouri. Anyone who knows...
We all fly in.
No.
I fly every goddamn day.
I get to give my side now? Okay. You flew in. You were here. You were home this weekend.
Okay.
When you're on the road, it's a different game. You get no sleep on the road.
So you're talking to you're saying...
Hey, I'm not done. I'm not done. You have to let me give my half.
You're telling the war story, just a road story for someone who does 43 weekends a week.
Donnell, let me say something. When I flew back, you said, I want you to come by the Laugh Factory so we can make this video to promote the podcast. I came straight off a plane, went and got food.
Here come the bullshit. Go ahead.
My point is...
Go ahead.
Am I allowed to tell my side?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. I go straight to the Laugh Factory, we make this video, then we end up hanging out late. Am I right?
I didn't mean to do that.
Don't make me rap it. So we stayed out super late. Then we met here for a meeting really early the next morning. And then I still never got to go home before the game. And I told you when I left here, I might not even go to the game.
Okay, first off, we stayed out super late. But here's the reason why we stayed out super late.
It doesn't matter.
No, I want to tell you. I performed at the Laugh Factory. In the Laugh Factory, they always have an after party. And I don't really like going there too much. It's a good time. But then when I went in there, I said, let me go in and get a drink, whatever, right? And then I met some of my close friends from the DC Improv that worked there, so it turned into a celebration.
We had a great time, and we had a great time.
Yeah.
We all had a great time. I love you. I love hanging out with you. If I didn't, trust me, if you were anyone else, if you were anyone else when I got off the plane, everybody knows I go home and chill that night. I don't go out the night I fly usually. So,
but question, what does this have to do with you telling me kick rocks, motherfucker?
I didn't say kick rocks. Not how it went down.
No, okay.
Okay, so now it's the game. So fast forward to the game, okay? I still haven't slept, and I had a talk with Donnell that day where I said, I need sleep.
Mind you, the Rams got the shit beat out of them.
I know, it was
that
depressing.
Might have been part of
that
it.
was real depressing. I'm not going to lie. I was depressed about that. Okay, so I get tickets to the game from a friend who works for the Rams. So if I didn't have those free tickets and I hadn't already asked, I wasn't even going to the game. I was so dead. But I had to show face. And that's exactly what I said. So I showed up, second quarter.
This is me fast forwarding.
Donnell is not sitting with me. He's sitting somewhere else. I have my own tickets. I also have 4 other friends at the game who, by the way, I told could not have a ride home also. Good friends.
Okay.
So I go in. I tell Donnell, if you want to leave, I'm leaving in 10 minutes. Then you have another friend with you who you can't just ditch out on immediately.
I didn't leave him. I wasn't going to leave him.
Right, so now I'm parked 20 minutes away. I haven't eaten that day. They already cut off food. You want me to wait to give you a ride? I have to walk 25 minutes to my car. I have a headache. My point is, I can't do everything on your time, and I didn't know. I didn't know you expected a ride, and I thought you had your own ride home, and you wanted me to wait for you, and I was starving.
This has nothing to do with the fact that...
Here's my point. You are my good friend, but if I was with a good friend, if it was reversed and you had said to me, Kate, I'm so tired, I feel like I'm going to pass out, I haven't eaten or slept in 2 days, I really need to get the fuck out of here right now.
I was cool with that. And
you said to me, then go.
I said,
go.
No, that's not what I said.
Yes,
I said,
you did.
no, it's not. I said, you said that.
I would never ask you to wait.
Can I talk? What I'm saying is, as you being my friend, as you being the co-host of what's going to be one of the dopest podcasts in the world, with me living a quarter mile away from you, you know what I'm saying? You told me, this is what you told me. This is what you told me. You said, this is what you told me. Anytime white people start, they start off, what am I? You said to me,
what am I?
You said, what am I, your Uber driver now, motherfucker?
That's true. I
did say that. You said, what am I?
That was fair, though, because here's the thing.
From my perspective, please, Kate, let me say this. No, not that. You not only did you say, what am I, your Uber driver? You said, you did this. You said, what am I, your Uber driver now? And you tossed your head, you tossed your hair, and you walked away.
You were being so mean. You were like, fine, then just go. You were yelling at me, just go.
All right,
just go.
For any men or women that are listening to this right now or watch this right now, for a woman, the definition of being mean is being clear and concise in your thoughts.
No. Listen,
that's the definition.
This is how we're different. This is how we're different. Okay, let's reverse this. First of all, if we went to the game completely separate, I didn't even know for sure if I was going to see you there at all. I didn't know if you were in a suite. I didn't know where you were sitting. Then I see you there, and you were like, Kate, I'm really feeling like shit. I'm going to get out of here now. If you want to come with me, we can go right now, or I got to bounce. I would never be like, can you wait? Can I talk to my friend?
I never said that, though.
You sent me. I have the text. You sent me. Please don't leave without me. Cry face.
Wait a minute. Okay, I said that, but that
makes me feel like I can't leave or it's going to hurt your feelings. And I never came to the game trying to hang out long. I came to get the...
Listen, man. Listen. I said...
How would you have got home if I hadn't come to the game?
The way I got home.
That's my point. Suddenly, because I'm there, now I'm responsible.
No.
That's my point. It's not fair to me. I didn't even know. I was trying to get in and out of there.
No, I told you when you was like you was nasty to me, and then you was like fine, and then you text me, and what anybody do when you respond to text, I was like this. You was like, okay, I'm coming back, and what did I say? Oh, I'm good. No,
I said I'm going to come back and give you a hug on my way out. And
you said
okay.
I didn't say that.
And by the way, the best part of this whole thing is earlier that day I texted him and said, I'm so tired. And you were like, then sleep.
No, this is what.
Before the
game.
game.
What's the.
So then you thought I wasn't even
coming.
Because
no man want to hear. Listen.
If I hadn't, you said you were tired
too. I'm not yelling.
We're yelling.
Okay.
Listen, I'm saying is, what if you said then sleep?
I'm trying not to interrupt.
I could have come in.
I'm trying not to interrupt. All right.
We need someone to buzz something.
Listen. I'm trying not to interrupt.
Let's get Rita's opinion.
No, Rita don't want to talk. Rita gonna go lady side. I'm trying not to interrupt. I was trying not to interrupt, but I never said those things. And the point is,
I have it in text.
And then this is what you did. You know we had to do the podcast the next day, right? And this is what women often do. You brought it back up. You're like, yo, I'm a little nervous because I don't want to fight with you. This is not a fight.
I knew since we hadn't spoken that you were waiting to do this on here, and I didn't want to fight with you on here.
When the communication breaks down, the smart thing mature men do is like, because there's no way to get your point across when you're talking to a woman that's not going to listen to what you said, a woman that hasn't ate, and a woman that's crying and bitching about sleep all the time. And to further your question, further your question, no man wants to hear.
Do you really want to go here? Because
yes,
this is your show, and I have put every ounce of as much work into it as you. My name's not on it. I have no right to.
What you said, you tell me all the time. You're not tripping off of that shit.
No, but my point is, then you can't act like. Of course, I'm tired. We've been working on this nonstop. I skipped my own podcast last week for you.
This is not what I'm saying. Again, a woman not understanding the point I'm trying to make. And the point I'm trying to make is no man wants to hear you keep bitching about the same thing that we can't change. You said you was tired for 3 fucking days straight. You was tired for 3 days straight.
Because Donnell, you call me at 7 a.m., 2 in the morning, all day, all night. You want me on call. And if I don't hit you back right away, you complain, even though this is your show and I'm just trying to help.
I'm going to answer the question. And the men can understand this.
On a podcast?
I want. This is not no podcast. This is a show. This is the only podcast. A podcast about a podcast. Fuck the rules. And I've been holding this in, and I waited. And I waited. And when you came to work, when you
were.
came to work today, you was all like, "Hey, hi, Donnell. Can I get you want coffee?" I don't want no coffee.
I didn't offer you coffee today. That was yesterday.
Okay.
I didn't offer shit.
The point I'm making, before I was rudely interrupted by a woman, is that
you sound like you hate women.
I
when
don't.
You say it
That's
like
I'm
that.
so far for that. I done had too
woman.
much pussy in my life to hate women. All right. What I'm saying, the point I'm making is, no man, and y'all gonna tear me up, wants to hear a woman keep complaining about the same thing that we can't change. Let me finish, please. Like, okay, I'm tired. What a man gonna say? The goddamn it, go to sleep. I don't feel good.
So,
well, take some medicine.
How
do
about
something.
this?
What can I do?
How about this? I did what I needed to do to stop complaining. I left the game, and you were pissed
You didn't
that
leave
I
the game.
left.
You left me.
Because I didn't want to listen to you bitch at me about being
You know you were
tired. I wasn't wrong, and I still don't feel bad because I didn't know I was responsible to give you a ride. You're a grown man. You Ubered there. You can Uber home. It's not my job to drive you home. I don't go to the... When I go to the game, I go to the game because I love the Rams. They were getting their asses beat. I was already in a bad mood.
Nobody's talking about going to the game. We're talking about leaving the game. Okay, first off, you failed me as a friend.
You're
We'll just leave it
lucky
at
that I
You failed me
even
as a
drove.
friend.
What if I hadn't driven? What if I'd Ubered too?
I would have did
We would have
this.
both Ubered.
I would have did the same thing, but I would have rather have the. I would have rather.
I didn't fail you as a friend. I didn't even have to text you at the game to tell you I was there. I could have shown up and
You
left.
failed me as a friend because you kept on saying, "Okay, we turned up the night
You're
before.
wrong.
We turned up." What's the
This
phrase?
is not my
What's
fault.
the phrase? What's the phrase? Turn down for what? Turn down for what? Right? That's the phrase, right? Turn down for what? But I'm going to tell you, me being a man, and me not being misogynistic. What does that word mean? Because I get called
It's
a lot.
too late. You already been
But can you tell me
misogynistic
what it
like
means?
8 times on this
What is
podcast.
it? Give me what is it?
Being
Huh?
misogynistic, it means when you say things like all women X, Y, Z. It's kind of like,
I call it keeping it real, but go ahead.
but it's not real.
Okay, what does narcissistic mean? For the listeners that don't
do people
do
call
urban
you that too?
I'm not talking about me. I just want these definitions.
What's going
No, I'm just talking. I want these definitions.
Okay. Well, technically, narcissistic means you're all about yourself. All you care about is your ego. I mean, it's a personality disorder. Narcissistic
Isn't that
personality.
don't you think that that's a very nice personality trait to have if you're going to be in entertainment? Or you're going to be doing something.
Most entertainers are narcissists, but there's also like an extreme version, narcissistic personality disorder, which is where somebody. Is
Is this like mental health shit?
Yeah.
What is it again?
Narcissistic personality disorder.
And what is that person?
That is, I mean, those people are like evil. That's somebody who basically like just manipulates everyone to make their ego feel
Harvey
inflated.
Weinstein?
Well, Harvey Weinstein could be a sociopath. I mean, that's a different thing.
Okay, the definition of a sociopath.
A sociopath it's similar. I love that I know so much about this because I've dated them all.
Yeah.
A sociopath is someone that actually doesn't feel any emotion. Like if you're a real sociopath chemically and you get pulled over by police, like if a cop's behind you and you know you got a dead body in the trunk, most people, their brain pattern changes because they're nervous. A sociopath would feel their brain pattern wouldn't even change. They wouldn't even stress. They'd be like, I can handle the cops.
What would well-endowedism be? I'm just curious.
Is that a Buddhist term?
No, I'm saying well-endowedism.
This just got so
All right,
serious.
here's the thing.
Can I say one more thing about this whole football situation? I do want to say
No, it's
I
not a
am
football
sorry. I am sorry that I was so grumpy with you.
Now, see, now we're getting to the fucking part of the whole
I
shit.
I shouldn't have said I'm not your
You were in a
Uber
bad
driver.
mood, right?
Yes, I was.
And look. This is what I did. I assessed the situation because I love you.
I love
and
you
I think
too.
you're dope, and I don't want to fight.
too.
Like you
I
text
don't
me,
either.
you was like, you don't want to fight. But I was like, I don't want to fight, but I got to fight in me.
I knew we were gonna fight on here.
I got to fight in me. But when I said that, I was like, okay, what were we upset about? And it was probably, now this is as a man, listening to when you don't really, sometimes you don't give a fuck what they're saying. Sometimes you have to listen. So I listened to it, and a lot of it was, and I saw it in your face, a lot of it was, you were tired. I could tell that.
So tired.
You
My
was
eyes were
irritable.
watering.
And I commend you for coming because you was a trooper. I understand. I knew you was hangry, but I didn't want you to take it out on me. But with that said, with me being mature and the growth that I've started to establish, I said, Donnell, take a deep breath and don't pay attention to women are crazy and sociopaths and all that shit. And I wanted to make look, listen. I wanted to make nice of it because I got to work with you. You know what I'm saying?
And also, honestly.
And I was going to say, you know what? Let's talk about this if you can show up on time. I didn't do that.
I love you. Listen.
But let me tell you, can I finish this?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
With that said, and just how, because I got to keep the relationship going and we got to be dope. And I know you're a big fan of T-shirts.
Yeah.
And vintage T-shirts.
Yes.
So what I did, I want to give you something.
Shut up. What is this?
It's a one of a kind.
Nuh-uh. Let me see this. Oh, Donnell.
That's when I was in the military.
Shut up.
I was
awesome.
18 years old. That was a picture. They threw a surprise birthday party for me, and that was the end results for me at the surprise. I was lit off of soju.
This is amazing. I'm gonna wear this on the next episode.
Yeah, but that's only I went to American Apparel. They used to do those custom T-shirt stuff, and I made that a couple years ago. It's the only one. And I want you, I
love you.
All right, it's all good.
Oh, now I feel really bad.
You should fucking feel bad.
Listen, I'm going to say one thing. I did feel really bad. And actually, remember when we were standing at the top of where Donnell was sitting, and there's a chicken.
Donnell was on the 50-yard line down low.
Donnell was, yeah. And yeah, we were standing at the top of the aisle, whatever. Yeah. And there was a chicken place, Chickalicious.
This sounds
Shout
racist.
out Chickalicious.
This is racist.
No. And I remember when I said, let me try to get a bite of chicken because maybe if I get some food, I'll feel better. And I'm celiac, and I was going to order chicken, which means I'm like really allergic to wheat, but I was going to get the chicken fingers and fries anyway just because I wanted to stay. And I walked up there, and they just
That's not what you said. You said, meet me at the chicken spot. I
no,
know
but
you know where it is.
Remember when you were charging your phone? I said, let me walk. Yeah, I did not say that, motherfucker.
Yeah. You said, meet me at the chicken spot. You know where it is.
I did not say that.
And I was like, oh,
That's
shit,
funny.
I just left the chicken spot.
But remember when you were standing there charging your phone? I walked up there to try to buy chicken. You know, right in front of me, they sold the last one.
Right.
And then I walked to the hot dog stand, and they said, we're done with food because fourth quarter. So then there was no food left. So then I admit, I hadn't eaten in like a day and a half. I went from like tired and hungry to like, I'm going to pass out if I don't get food. And
no, you didn't go from that. You went from tired and hungry to an angry motherfucker. But you know what? We've talked about it.
And I love this
I knew you would
shirt.
like it.
And from now on, when I'm at the game, I'm going to always, if I had eaten and slept, I would have stayed the whole game. I hate leaving Rams games early too, even if they're losing.
You don't, not when y'all getting
No,
by
I
30
still
goddamn
hate.
points.
I still hate leaving because I don't want to be like those fair weather fans. And plus, if you stay to the end, there's no one left. That's when it's easiest to get real close to them and touch them.
Okay, that's good. But I'm glad we're cool. I'm glad
I love
we're good.
you, and I
We're
won't
good
ever leave you again.
And if you do,
but
you know,
or
I'm
as long as you
again.
come right away.
All right, so part of this process of us doing this podcast, this will be our third podcast, and we started in a place, in your place.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I'm so
my
glad
house.
I'm so glad we left because you were being stank about that. I said it was my show, and you was like, well, it's my house. I'm like, oh, shit, we get the fuck out of your house because you ain't going to be talking shit like that to me.
I was not being stank.
So when you was being stank. You
Don't say that.
You was being stank.
No, I wasn't. I loved having
You
it
could
there.
tell
It
you
was
being stank
great.
because you grabbed your hair and threw it at the same time.
No, I loved having it at my house. I was joking when I said that. It was fun, especially for me because I have alcohol there.
Yeah, we don't have alcohol here. So here's the thing. If you're watching the progress of the Donnell Rawlings Show, you know we started in a good place. We had yellow Solo cups, and I don't have a problem with that. But people
They were
like,
red.
They was red Solo. It's the only Solo cup you can have. It was definitely a bootleg operation, but more importantly, we got it done. We got 2 episodes recorded there, and I'm not even opposed to going back there again.
Yeah.
But, you know, us being stand-up comics, I was like, we should try to find a spot that really represents comedy, the history of comedy, in a place that are fans of mine or fans of yours or fans of comedy, a real spot. And I've had a relationship. I work a lot of clubs. I work a lot of across the country. On my calendar, for the most part, it's all improvs. Improv is one of my favorite comedy brands because the integrity they have, staff they have, they've been around for, if I'm not mistaken, 25 or 30 years. And I'm really friends with Rita and Paige and everybody over at the Hollywood Improv. I made a phone call, and they said we were going to start a podcast room. This is like just so dope to me because right in the process of them wanting to do something with a room that they weren't using, which happens to be the office of Bud Friedman, the guy who started the whole improv brand. So I feel like in this club and in this room is definitely the spirit of spirit of him.
I got chills when you said that. It's true. It's true. And this club is the best everywhere. I was just talking about it on the road because I was trying to give. I played a new club last weekend. I was trying to give him some advice about things he could do better. I was like, you need to go hang out at an improv.
So you were
for a
giving
weekend.
advice, or you were telling him what the fuck to do? Anyway,
Very funny. No, like small things, like he didn't have music between comics, like just stuff that like makes a show.
That's very black though.
No, they do that everywhere.
No.
They do it at all the improvs.
White clubs, they just clap you on stage.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
They do it at all the improvs.
Come on, man. You get the fuck out of here.
Every improv in the country does music between comics.
No, every black night, you going to Def Comedy night or something.
They do it everywhere.
I've never seen a comedy club introduce
Yes, they do.
white. They do it at the show announcement, but never.
No. They do it between all the comics, yeah.
White dudes are like, you guys seen him on the improv.
Every improv.
They say, well, you've seen him on the improv. Give it up for Dan Nottermeyer.
No.
That is a white intro.
No, they do. They play music at all the improv, all the levity clubs all across the country. They do music between all the comics.
You know what's so funny about that?
What?
That's probably the job. You go to the improvs and you got the guy that does the announcements.
Yeah.
Some people don't want to do it. And there's some guys, it's like, this their time to get 3 minutes on stage.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like, the guys is like this. They do this like here. All right, guys, you guys ready for Kevin Hart? It's not going to be here. Ha, ha, ha. But what we're going to do is we're going to ask you, make sure you turn your phones off. There's a 2-drink minimum. Please don't heckle the comedians. And more fun you have, the more fun they have. Remember, drink up. It makes everything funny.
You're so right. It's like a Southwest flight attendant when they get
That's
that
the
2 minutes
intro.
on the mic. Yeah.
The white intro. The black intro feels like a eulogy. Yo, a black intro is like, this next motherfucker coming up, you got to do like this. This next dude coming up, I'm telling you, man, we started like 20 years ago, right? He used to fuck my sister, but I ain't even get mad about that because she ain't get pregnant. So I love him for strapping up on my sister, bong, bong. You know what I'm saying? Like when I did Def Jam, he did Def Jam. They always add their self in.
You've been
when
to
I did Def Jam, he did Def Jam. I'm saying, this is my motherfucker. My mother say he's his favorite comedian in the world. Give it up for y'all ready now. Fuck that. Y'all need to make some noise. He traveled too far. Give it up. Fuck that. He been too. Y'all gonna get strong there. Give it up for my man, your man. You feel like you got to go wrestle a motherfucker.
You've been to some weird eulogies if they're talking about fucking people's sisters at funerals.
A black eulogy?
That's a funeral. A eulogy?
Man. A black eulogy? Yo.
I'm going to say at your funeral, you think someone's going to be, Donnell, fuck my sister.
Man,
but
let me tell you something. At my father's funeral, R.I.P., I love you, Dad, I never seen so many bitches talk at a fucking funeral.
Shut up.
I mean, bitches in a good way. I mean, like, it felt like it was their last time to say something. I'm like, what the fuck?
Are you serious? Like, they come up and say some shit?
They was like, it was so funny. I'm telling you, it was so funny because they was having timelines.
What?
They was like, I dated him from 1972 to 74.
No.
I swear to God, they was telling timelines. I was like, oh my God, let the man rest in peace.
That's crazy. Now I kind of want to go to I don't know if I've ever been to a black funeral.
That is so.
No, but I'm trying to think.
That is so.
I don't know any black people that have died.
All the black people that died, you have never died.
Whose funeral? I'm trying to think if I've had any black friends who died. I don't think I have yet.
You have black friends? You're really young if you don't have no dead black friends.
I don't think so.
I'm not saying I'm wishing nobody to die right
Me
now.
neither.
So you have somebody.
I mean, I've had there's been some black comics that have died that I didn't know very well, but there haven't been any friends of mine who have died. Thankfully.
But the spirit of comedy is going to live in this podcast, and it's going to live in this room. I'm excited to show some growth.
Yeah.
I'm excited to just, if you want to say, step our game up. I think that we are going to be onto some good stuff.
Me too.
I've got a good relationship with the improv period, but especially the Hollywood improv. There's so much history in this club.
I love it.
There's this dude there's a guy that works here named Eddie.
I love Eddie. That's my boy.
Eddie's an asshole.
He's the best.
Eddie's like 85 years old.
He's not that old.
He's about 85.
He's probably like 60.
He's 85 years old. He probably helped build this place.
How old is Eddie really, you think? 60?
You got his number?
I think I do. Let me see.
We should call Eddie. I don't want to talk to him because he treats me very wrong.
What? He does not really. Eddie, for you guys, so you know, he's the bartender here, and I love him. I come in just to hang out and talk to him all the time. He's the best. Hold on, let me see if I got.
He's the best of you because you're a female and you got a nice body.
Do you
you
think
look good.
Is it okay if I call him? You think?
Yeah, he don't treat black people the same way.
He don't say that. That's
What?
not true. No, that's
Okay.
terrible.
All
I
right.
come here sometimes when I've seen him talk to. He's been nice to you in front of me.
In front of you because you were around.
Come on.
He probably like sleep from a long ass Geritol
calling
nap
him.
or something.
This might be early for him because he's a bartender.
Well, you got in trouble. So tell if he picks the phone up, make sure you tell him you're recording him.
I will. I hope he answers. I love him. He always gives me.
He's old, man. Old people have nothing to do but answer phones all day.
That's not true. He's an actor. He might be on a set.
He don't get no damn work.
He probably won't answer.
Okay, Eddie won't answer.
I'll text him and tell him to call me. How about that?
Yeah, that's a good idea. But I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is that I'm excited. We'll get Eddie. You know what? We'll try to. Well, I'm pretty sure we can get him on the podcast. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that I'm excited about. I'm excited about continuing the podcast. I'm excited about working at the Hollywood Improv. And if you're ever in Hollywood, man, the things that they're doing to make this club one of the best clubs in the country is like incredible. And I'm excited to be able to say that we're at the beginning stages of that.
Yeah, I love this place. I think it's the best. I think I also love how they have the Copper Blues now next to so many. Do you hang out at those after the shows?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like a lot of the
Pickleback
improvs-
shots.
Yeah, they have a bar next to a lot of these clubs now called Copper Blues, and it sounds like I'm doing a commercial for them, but I just love they have live music every night. So when I go on the road, I hang out there after the shows.
So I mean, I'm starting to learn structure of a podcast, what to talk about. But you know, I have a popular hashtag or brand I do on the internet, Toosoon with Donnell Rawlings.
Yeah.
Where I talk about things that are popping in pop culture, because I believe that some people always want to be critical of you and say that joke's too soon. I believe that in some cases the joke could be too soon, but it never could be too soon for a funny observation. Which leads me to Bill Cosby.
It's definitely not too soon for that.
But wait a minute, let me say this. Okay, however you feel about what do you mean by that?
I mean, it's been a long time. He's in jail already.
Okay.
In and out. Is
Some
he
people
still
are
in
happy
jail?
about it, some people are not happy about it.
Who's not happy?
A
People
lot
are
of
not.
black people.
Really?
What?
Are you serious?
You didn't know black people not happy with him being locked up?
No.
You didn't know that?
No, I mean, I know he's a little old, but he definitely raped
First
people.
off, what?
Are you serious?
Okay, let me say this. The reason why, I'm not saying black people aren't mad at him. What I'm saying is black people are upset that, first off, a lot of black people, when we grew up with Fat Albert.
Of course, me
It
too.
was a good learning show. We grew up with the Cosby Show.
Me too.
We grew up with a different world, and for us, those were shows that put black people in a different light. The
I
Bill
see.
Cosby Show was like one of those situations where you saw too many shows. When you saw black families on TV, for the most part, it was like they were struggling.
Yeah.
They were trying to make it. It was some type of dysfunction in the family.
That makes sense.
It was good times. You know what I'm saying? Never leaving the project. But this was the first time that it presented images of black people that were positive.
Yeah, it was
So
absolutely.
we
they were
fell in
absolute-
the black community. I'm not representing all the black community, but we fell in love with the idea of what he was doing for the black community and the perception people were having of it. And with all his trial and tribulation, and if he's guilty and he was convicted of one situation, if he's guilty of these things, Bill Cosby deserves to be in prison. But we don't want you to lock up Cliff Huxtable.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that's where the line is. Like, don't just completely try to erase the images he put out on television.
Oh, I
that were
agree with
positive
that.
for black people.
I say all the time that I would still sit down and have a drink with Bill Cosby. I'd love to pick.
You
his
would
brain.
drink with Bill Cosby?
Definitely, I'd watch
Yo!
it. I would watch it.
Yo, you ride or die.
I would watch the top, though.
You have a drink with Bill
Yeah.
Cosby?
Yeah, of course. Are you crazy?
You about that life. I ain't drinking shit with Bill Cosby.
Are you crazy?
He ain't gonna show me his pudding
No way,
pop.
man. Listen, I think he should be in jail, but I would take him out to a bar for a day and have a drink with him because he's like a legend and he's genius. And I would want to pick his brain about comedy, but I would watch
Can I
my
have
drink.
some water?
Yeah.
We got to
Give
no, I
it
want
to-
to continue. I'm gonna say no, yeah, and then you got to tell. This is how people got to understand what we care about on this show is we care about recycling.
Oh, yeah, we do. Thanks.
You know, not like
thanks.
some of them other shows of goddamn plastic bottles choking
Where's
up
my glass?
turtles and shit like
Oh,
that.
here, can I have some?
Look what we did. This
Yeah.
is like this for all the
Thanks.
PETA. Usually recycle people like they vegans and shit too, right?
No, I don't know about that. Thank you.
Cheers. Let y'all know.
Cheers.
We're not always drinking on
shit. We
podcasts.
still love each other.
So
No, but you know what?
This is what I want to say. Okay, so my point is, late in the news as of late, first off, Bill Cosby is he's serving a 10-year sentence, which of I think 2 years is already passed, and I don't know what the federal system is for when you up for parole. I got a couple of friends who could explain it to me.
Yeah.
But he's going to be up for parole. And the conversation he had on one of the black outlets was that if he has a parole hearing, he's not going to show any remorse, which means that he said that basically I would rather complete the whole 10-year sentence, which could be possibly a death sentence. I'd rather complete the whole 10-year sentence to be remorseful of something that I'm not guilty of.
Because he's still claiming innocence.
He's claiming innocent, but
Yeah.
how do you feel about that?
I mean,
Someone that's adamant, how do you feel about someone that is, feels like they didn't do anything wrong and they shouldn't feel remorseful for it?
if he really doesn't believe he did anything wrong, which no one can know but him, but I would imagine, I mean, the thing is, I can see what he's saying, because if he goes in there and says, I'm sorry for what I did, that's admitting guilt. So if he really doesn't feel like he did anything wrong, he has enough pride. Guys have a lot of pride. I have pride too. If I was in for something I didn't think I did, I wouldn't say I was wrong just to get out.
You wouldn't do anything to get out? So you're not Tekashi 6ix9ine. He snitched on half community.
No, I wouldn't do it. I would not say I did something I didn't do, even if it meant dying in prison. Prison doesn't seem that terrible from the outside. They get free TV.
What?
Well, I'm just saying, for Bill Cosby, yeah, because he's rich and he was famous.
You know what they do in jail?
What?
They skeet in socks.
Huh?
They skeet in socks.
They poop in socks? Is that
No,
what
skeet.
you mean? What does that mean?
Visit fluid. Like
Jerk
skeet.
off?
Yeah, they skeet in socks. But
Teenage boys do that too?
Nah, but in jail they go to the next level. They stuff it with a lot of Vaseline.
I love that of all the bad things about jail, that's the thing you chose.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I'm
that's
just
so
saying. No, I'm just saying. Like, you act like it's a wonderful place to
No,
be.
I'm not saying it's wonderful. I'm saying for a rich person, no. But there's been times in my life that I'm so broke and stressed out. I'm like, a little trip to jail, just like a few months of free rent and free food and free cable. And now they got cell phones in there, and you can pay to you get to go outside and play basketball.
You know how they get the cell phones in jail?
Uh-uh.
They cheek them.
Put them in their butt?
Yeah, that's what they do. They cheek it.
Whatever.
They cheek. You know what?
I put
what
stuff
cheeking
in
is?
there to move it around.
You know what? You what? You
I've
cheek?
done that.
You've cheek? You know what
haven't?
cheeking is?
Yeah.
I don't cheek, son. Pause. Fuck that. No Yoba.
You
no
never
Charlamagne.
cheeked anything on an airplane?
I ain't never cheeked. Now I might have put something in my balls, but I ain't never went in the cavity.
I put a joint back there once before I thought it was legal.
You travel. If you're gonna cheat something, you can't just do a joint. Get an ounce of it in there.
No,
If you're gonna do it, put some weight.
I got nervous.
You can't be proud to come off
forgot-
the airplane and you like, hey guys, come in the room. I got this joint. You you can't do that. How'd you get in here? I cheated.
I didn't mean to take it. I didn't know I had it on me, and it was Canada, so I got scared, so I put it there.
Nah, you can't cheat. You can't cheat. This is a tough thing. I don't know what to think about. I kind of I think some people can think that. I know what you say is it'd be the mission of guilt, but I think in Bill Cosby case, he might be I'm really telling y'all, if you're in your mid 80s, you would think that a person would want to do anything to get out of prison. And if somebody asks the question, you know what I'm saying? Because when you in jail, you were fucking, I remember I was locked up, never no crazy shit, 72 hours. In that 72-hour period, I was I don't know how people keep doing this shit because this is awful. The fact that you don't really appreciate, a lot of times people don't appreciate the freedom until it's taken away from them.
For sure.
And I was the fact that I wanted a coffee in the newspaper.
That's a good point.
And I was this kid, they was motherfucker, you are locked up.
You asked for coffee in jail.
But I will say, the time that it wasn't enough for crazy. It's like a driving infraction or something like
But
that.
it was 3 days. But did you go to real jail, or were you just in that little holding cell they keep you at over the weekend?
Don't
or
ever
whatever?
disrespect my gangster like that.
I'm just asking.
I was in a real motherfucking gangster ass holding cell. It was jail, motherfucker.
I don't know, but that seems so crazy. They put you in for just 3 days. That's like so much work to incarcerate someone for 3 days.
The worst thing you want to do is, like, if you ever catch one like a bullshit charge, whatever you do, try to do your crime Monday through Thursday.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Because you might get out the next day, you get a Friday joint on a weekend.
Oh.
You like, oh my God.
That's what I meant. Is that, were you at the precinct or were you in the jail? Like,
no, I went to, it was like, what do they call it? Some people call it the drunk tank.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And
Oh,
for
3
me,
days?
Yeah, but for me, like, knowing that you're gonna get out is different because you whatever happens, like by law they only can hold you for 72 hours, so you already know that's the window. So for me, I was using it as a writing session.
Yeah.
I'm like,
sure.
oh man, I'm gonna have so many jail jokes.
I kind of always wanted to go. I know no one wants to go to jail, but I kind of just want to experience it because I want a mugshot.
You never been locked up?
I've never been arrested.
We can work on it. Hang with me enough. We can work on it.
I thought about it.
You never been arrested?
I've never been arrested. I gotten pulled over for stuff.
And what about in role play? I'm pretty sure you've got arrested. What end when you do role play, what end have you played? You cops or you robber or like, oh, excuse me, officer?
I've never done cops and robbers.
You've never done, and not to exploit your sexuality, right? You've never used your sexuality to get out of a traffic ticket or anything.
Of course.
You have?
But I've never done anything physical. But yeah, I've flirted and stuff, given my number out. Oh, the worst is I got pulled over here in LA. This is so funny. Actually, not pulled over. I hit a guy. I rear-ended this guy, an Asian.
Pause.
What?
Do you know what pause means? Okay, go ahead. You know what pause means, right?
Are we pausing?
No. Pause is a term.
Oh.
In the black community.
No.
When you say something very homosexual or homophobic, you say pause at the end of it to like kind of delete what you said.
I had to say he's Asian because
he was taking. You said you hit him from the back. You said he hit him from the back, and I said pause.
I got it.
You can get out of saying some homophobic at the end. But here's the best thing to do is like you could say no homo, right? You know what no homo means, right?
Yeah.
No homo means you're going to say some homo stuff, but you want to qualify your statement by saying no homo first.
Oh, I get it.
But if you really a homophobe, then you be like no homo. But you can't be like no homo. Your dick look. You can't be like Charlemagne the God. No homo. Is that all you? Pause. You can't do that.
Okay.
You can't do that.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So I hit this Asian guy. He hits another car in front of him. So I hit him kind of hard. And it's another Asian dude. And we all get out and we're standing on the side of the road waiting for the cops to come. Huh. And when the cops got there, and I looked really cute. I just left a date. So I was like dressed up.
How you know you look cute?
Because I was dressed up for a date.
Okay. All right.
So I get out. We're standing on the side of the road. The cops walk up. They walk straight up to the 2 Asian guys and go, whose is the car in the back? They assumed one of the Asian guys was driving my car.
Because they don't drive that good.
Yeah. And then I said, that's mine. It was my fault. And the guy turns to me and goes, don't ever say it was your fault, sweetie. You don't know it was your fault, even if you were in the back. Don't admit fault. And then...
That was somebody giving a white person advice.
Yeah. And then he flirted with me, and I gave him my number, and we all drove off, and they found some way to let me out of it and not even take my information. And the other two, one poor Asian guy, because he didn't have insurance.
How you know he was a poor Asian? How you know he didn't have any money?
No, I don't mean poor like poor money-wise. I mean, I felt bad for him because they gave him a ticket for not having insurance, even though I hit him.
You did it. But I'm glad that someone gave you the information to get you out of trouble, like never admit, because a lot of people don't know really what their rights and situations are. I had a situation where I got into an altercation with someone I was leaving a club in Jersey. This happened some years ago. And I'm leaving the club in Jersey, and I was double parked, and there was this car behind me, this truck behind me, and the truck kept on beeping the horn. He was beeping the horn, yo, move, motherfucker. I was like, yo, chill. And then this dude, and I'm not lying, and it's been recorded. It was in the news. He said, move that car, fucking nigger. He hit me with the N-word, with the ER. He stuck it.
That hurts.
Look, he was like, move that car, nigga. And I was like, what you say?
No.
He was like, move that car, nigga. Listen, so I got out of the car, right, and I'm like enraged.
Of course.
I'm like, who the fuck you talking about? He kept on using N-word. Fuck you. This is the white man's world. Blah blah blah. This and that, right? And I was like, fuck you, right? And I was like, this motherfucker got one more nigga to call me, because, you know, in the street road rage, I think it's a 10 nigga minimum. right? And he hit it.
Three
He hit the
max.
10th one, and I just let it off.
What state did you say this was?
This was in New Jersey, Jersey
Holy
City.
shit.
And he hit the 10 nigga limit, and I just started hitting it with like 3 pieces. Bop, 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 bop. That's the sound effect black people do when they tell a story.
Did you beat him up?
Yeah, did you say physical? Yeah, it was like a bop, 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 bop.
Wow.
Right? Look, so I hit him with a bop, bop, bop. He went down, and he was like, well, he was shorter than me. This motherfucker came up off the ground, and he had a big-ass motherfucking gun in his hand. I'm not lying. And he said, bow, bow, bow. He was like, now what, nigga? In my mind, I said, well, I don't want to fight anymore. I was like, we're going to have to learn how to communicate, right? I was like, I don't want to fight anymore. And I'm backing up, right? He was like, now what? I'm backing up. I get in the car, and I leave, right? So I'm nervous. And then I leave, right? This is a true. I swear, this is a true story. I leave, right? So I get on Twitter. I saw Twitter from New Jersey Police Department. Donnell Rawlings, we need to get in touch with you to talk about an incident in Jersey. I'm like, the police is. I know people follow me, but the police are following me.
Whoa. And
this is the thing. As a black person, I was nervous.
Of course.
And the reason why I was nervous because they had surveillance video of the incident, but surveillance videos they don't have audio.
Oh, yeah, so they can't
They
hear
have
what he
visual.
said.
They just have the visual. So only thing you could see was me arguing and then me hit him.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and then I'm nervous as shit. I'm like, man, for some way, some kind of way, they're going to figure out a way to flip this and make it my fault.
Yeah.
And I talked to a lawyer and I explained the situation. And this is when you got to learn how words to get you out of stuff in situation. He said, oh, Donnell, all you got to do is tell him you felt you were in imminent danger.
Huh.
I didn't know what the fuck imminent danger meant. But I was like, so you mean to tell me that I could fuck somebody up because I think they're about to fuck me up?
Yeah.
He was like, yeah. For 6 months after that, I was in imminent danger.
All the
Everywhere
time.
I went, I'll go to McDonald's. I'd be like, I want large fry. Pop, pop, pop. Yo, motherfucker, I was in imminent danger.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, did you see the story about the Browns player that got ejected for the whole season for
that helmet shit.
Yeah, because he said he's saying that he's saying that what's his name, the quarterback for the Steelers called him the M-word when they were down on the ground. And like people are saying, "Oh, he made that up."
See, that's what well,
but you know there's audio.
Know.
But you know there's audio because there's mics all over the field. They have audio. How you think you hear all the helmets hitting and all the shit you hear on the field because the whole field's mic. So my thing is somebody needs to play that tape because that's a different story. Like if he said
Shout
that.
out to Caviar Gold. This shit is very inspiring.
But I'm curious also because they got a black coach, the Steelers. You know,
Right, Mike
I forget
Tomlin.
his name. Tom. Yeah, he's cute.
Yeah.
So like.
I think he smashed a lot of white chicks too.
Oh, for sure. I'm sure he has. Well, I don't know. But anyway, it doesn't matter. My point is, don't you think that changes things if that's the case? I'm not saying he should have taken his helmet off and hit him in the head with it, but I mean, like, that little quarterback is chasing him down he came back to fight more.
What I'm saying is white people always make an argument. Black people use it in rap. When can you say it? Blah, blah, blah. This and that.
No.
No, here's the thing. Some people, not you. I'm not saying that. But here's my thing. You can say whatever word you want to use. Just be able to deal with the consequences of your words because there's going to be a reaction to your words. That's all I want to say.
But also,
that's what I would say.
You know what's interesting about it, too, is when you called me that for being late, that hurt my feelings.
Oh, no, that's not what I said.
No, when I was late and you sent me the N-word with the R at the end. Remember? Yesterday you texted me because I was late. You called me the
I
M-word.
wanted you to feel it.
I know, but isn't it interesting that it hurt my feelings
all right, this
too?
might be, I'll be honest,
it hurt
right?
my feelings.
I'll be like, because I know, and not just say that that's just the rules. That's not just what I say, but I've noticed for some reason when people are late for places, first thing people say, that's that nigga shit. You know what I'm saying?
No, but I just think it's interesting that word has such power that it even hurt my feelings when you said it with the R. I was like, he said it with the R. He really
No, but I
meant
meant like this nigga here. That's what I meant.
Oh, well, it still hurt my... Well, I'm just saying it's a powerful word.
It's a powerful word.
And so if that quarterback said it, that's all I was saying, that changes... To me, that changes the whole story.
I know that word was powerful enough for me to set it off on that motherfucker. We made the news and everything. It wasn't too soon for me to beat his ass. So, on the side of too soon, and we talked about this earlier, there is and we talked about it the other day, T.I.
Yes.
I just want to say this, T.I., and he's a friend of mine.
Yeah.
I partied with T.I., hung out with T.I. T.I. has been, in his career, he's been through a lot of shit.
Yeah.
with the law, out of the law, he represents, in the black community, he represents the black voice. You know what I'm saying? Anything that's happening in black culture, T.I. usually has an opinion of it, especially if it's an injustice toward a black person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and T.I. has this podcast called Expeditiously. And in the conversation of his podcast, he was talking about the relationship he had with his daughter in regard to her sex life.
Yep.
And his concerns. And his concerns took him far enough that he goes to gynecologist appointments with her, and he is curious to know the results of her report and the status of her hymen. Now, when this story broke, as everything, trolls and everybody just jumped on it. He's invading her rights as a woman. It's an overbearing father. He's disrespectful. He's nasty. It sounds freaky. When you first heard this story, as a woman, what was your initial thoughts?
In all honesty, when I first heard it, I could really see both sides of it. I know that sounds probably bad as a woman to say. It is too invasive.
But I don't want to hear, I'm sorry, I don't want to be misogynistic,
no, it's okay.
Whatever. I'm just curious on your side. I know you could understand both sides, but as a woman,
okay,
how did you feel?
As a woman, here's what I think. It's the reason that it seems so invasive as a woman is because I don't know about his daughter, but most girls don't start getting gynecological exams like pap smears, things like that, until they're like 16 or 17.
Not in Atlanta. You got to start at 12 because they be trying to get up in there. R.
No.
Kelly, my mind's telling me no.
Like, look,
hymens get popped a lot earlier in Atlanta and in the hood.
First of all,
that motherfucker got two babies if you wait till 17.
Your hymen gets popped the first. I mean, mine was, if a guy fingers you, it's going to pop your hymen. You don't have to be having sex. You could pop it other ways too. You could pop it riding a bicycle. Like,
you know what? This
a
the bullshit.
tampon.
Okay, now from my perspective as a man, and this is, I think, the origin of T.I. and how it started. First off, I really think that it was in a joking way. He was addressing a situation because just like you said, he said he was there. He wanted to get the results of his daughter's hymen, right? And then the doctor said, well, they was warning him at first, like, well, there's a lot of ways your hymen can be broken. It could be because of stress. It could be because of sports. It could be because of riding a bike. And T.I., I think in a joking fashion was like, yo, she not stressed out. She doesn't have a bike and she don't play sports. And then T.I. was like, give me my results. Right then, T.I. like he was on an episode of Maury Povich. Like, when it comes to this hymen, I don't know what he thought results for, but I think this is my thoughts. As a man, I felt like it came from a place where a father was really curious. And people could say, she's 18, she's grown. But for a guy, it's always going to be daddy's little girl. It's always going to be, I want to protect her. And for a man, the number one, this may sound crazy to some people, but the number one thing a man wants to protect in his daughter is his daughter's purity, his daughter's, that's like the number one thing. He wants to fight motherfuckers off from that forever. But if you coming for this hymen, then you better be a respectful guy.
If you're coming for this hymen.
If you're coming for the hymen, be a respectful guy. Be a guy that I accept, I respect, and this is what a man wants to think. Be a guy that, like, my daughter is going to be in love with, be excited for, and it doesn't curve the lifestyle I think for her. And at 17 or 18, I know it may say wrong. It might sound wrong. You curious about that motherfucking hymen.
It doesn't matter.
And people act like he was in the room. You not curious about the hymen?
It is an invasion of privacy. And also, what about
But a man don't give a fuck about that privacy?
Doctor-patient confidentiality. You're not supposed to ask.
I know you're not supposed to ask, but motherfucker trying to protect that hymen.
Okay, but
you would go, when you trying to lock that hymen down, you would do anything to protect that hymen
down. Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
Listen,
you would get the goons out on that hymen.
What's the reverse of that? Like there's
no reverse. You want to protect the hymen.
No, but I'm saying there's no equivalent for a son. Like, is he going to make sure his son isn't? How do you
No,
make
a man going to when the son busts his first nut or gets some pussy for the first time, a man is celebrating
That's
that
what
shit.
I'm saying. That's why
man,
it's
fuck
not,
that double standard.
It's not
Don't protect
fair.
the penis, protect the hymen.
And also, it's just creepy anyway that he would ask his daughter. Like, honestly, I never got anything put in my vagina except for, you
caught up though. You made up for lost time. I know you made up for lost time.
I was gonna say people parts. Like the first time I got a pap smear, I was scared. They put like this metal clamp thing in you that it's like really invasive.
It's invasive, but they act like T.I. wasn't doing it.
She didn't need to be having that done at the age where she was having it done. You don't need to have a pap smear when you're 16. You don't need to have your vagina examined unless there's a problem. Unless you're active, which he assumed she wasn't. So why is she even getting that checked?
The men don't assume. They hope that. They pray that. They don't want to know nothing about it. I understand he wanted to take the shortcut to a conversation that was going to happen. And this is my point. When talking about the hymens and protecting the hymens,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Protecting the hymens.
Holding the hymen. What? Protecting yo.
I want to get a shirt that says protect your hymen.
This is like that. Like I feel like it was, the way he expressed it. I just think it was a thing of, and people gonna fucking drag the situation. I think it started from a place from love.
I do too.
And then it was a really macho, like maybe an old way of thinking that continued it. But I don't think it ever was the creepy shit. And all that crazy shit that everybody was trying to say.
And honestly, in his defense, I'll say this too. Sometimes you say something on a podcast like half kidding or maybe
like locker room talk. That sound like that was like barbershop. That sound like a guy like, man, I wish he would come. Because then, but people don't understand. Like, okay, he gets his hymen report or his hymen
her hymen report
results.
Yeah. His hymen report.
When it comes to, and he gets to, doctor looked at him like, the hymen is broken. Now, this is what people understand. Now, not to say he was going to be enraged, whatever, but now there's a whole different conversation.
That's true.
And so that creates, whatever the results were, it creates dialogue before you knowing or after knowing. But I really believe that if he got the results that her hymen, we don't even know if it was broken or not. We never got the results. It doesn't matter. Wondering. But I think that it would create a different dialogue, and he would come, this is my thoughts, come to his door like, listen, you're very young. This is the future you have. You know what I'm saying? I was one of them motherfuckers that I don't want you to fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. It might have been like, yo, I'm just trying to understand this because, I know how I was young when I was young.
Of course.
And then as a man, they're going to be coming for your daughter. And you're going to want to protect your daughter. And a man want to protect his daughter by any means necessary. There are people that prey on women. You know what I'm saying? And they take advantage of women at a very young age. And I think part of that was wanting to understand what his daughter's, and I may be wrong, her mindset was so he can know how to further the conversation.
Yeah, the only problem is it seems like he's doing it to scare her out of having sex. Like, if you do it, I'm going to find out because I'm going to be at your...
Right, okay, so you can scare somebody into not fucking. What are you talking about? I'm going to let the beat drop. I'm so excited about this. We still got a motherfucking RZA beat. We're friends. High five.
I love you.
We made another episode with being friends.
Yes.
It's all about protecting that hymen. If
Black
you're
ice.
in imminent danger, black ice. Kate Quigley, Donnell Rawlings, the Donnell Rawlings Show. And shout out to the Hollywood Improv because this is gonna be a dope spot. Nothing but love. Let's go.
Ooh.